I know to you that's kind of like just how you talk shop with other people that fight. But I'm a comedian. He's a sound guy. To us, it's like, whoa, if someone dislocated my arm, that would just like be my story. Shoulder or elbow?
Joint.
Elbow joint dislocated. Who popped it back in and when? On the spot?
It just went back in on its own. It just goes out and in.
But that's like pain that I don't even know what that's like pain you have when you wake up from surgery pain.
No, it's like weird, like you're aware of your joints dislocating and going back in. And you're just kind of like, that was terrible. I can still function now. So you just keep going.
So you beat her, and then in the Olympics, she beats you.
So,
are you
yeah,
surprised
in the Olympics,
when she's ahead on points?
We fought the full 5 minutes of the match, and there was no score. And then we got to the very end of the overtime, and I was like, look, I'm not going to get a decision. I'm a fucking American. They're not going to... referees are never gonna go my way. So I just did another like crazy suicide move, and she countered it, and I was like, shit.
So how many points? I don't know anything about judo. So with the counter,
like if you get thrown flat on your back really hard, that's it. You automatically win. And
oh really?
Yeah. So if you throw someone like kind of soft on their back, but like on their full back, it's like a big point. If you throw them on their side, it's like a smaller point.
So it's nothing like wrestling where there's like fall points and quarter falls and all that. Like you just throw the person on the back. That's it. It's over.
Yeah, it's fucking.
There's such a finality to judo.
Yeah. So
it must be the most It's got to be the most confusing thing to train all the time. And then when it's over, it's so over. There's no like, I'll come back next round. Yeah. Like in fighting that you're doing now. If you have a round where it doesn't go your way, you can always come out in the second round and third round and just fuck shit up. But in judo, the shit is just over.
Yeah, you just drop down to the loser's bracket and you have a chance for third.
Oh my God! Have you talked to her since then? Have you ever stayed in touch with any of these people?
No, not at all. Well, there's other ways to win in judo too. If you pin the person down, if you hold them on their back for 25 seconds, you win. If you choke them and they give out or pass out, you win. And if you armbar them and they give up, they win. But if you armbar them and they have the arm go out and they get out and they keep fighting, they can keep fighting. And
that's what happened to you. So
yeah,
the Netherlands lady. Can I put my feet on this?
Yeah.
You gonna finish this chip?
Go. No, it's in mango.
Do you want it?
Eat it.
Am I sitting too close?
No.
I'll put this right here for you.
Why? You didn't like it sitting on my leg?
No, I don't give a shit. Here, I'll put it right back where it was.
It was probably less
know if you wanted to eat it or
than my
not.
couch.
You eat one meal a day. What's your one meal?
Marina's making it. It's spinach and kale soup. And
so
then
we haven't eaten yet today?
I had like some berries and shit. And fish jerky
and fish
beer.
Jerky. And so that's because you're cutting from what, 150 to 135?
Yeah, but that...
You're drinking that coconut water like you're mad at it. Like I'm so good. Goddamn coconut water.
No, I just came out of the sauna.
Jesus Christ.
They're hitting me with trees and shit. And it was hot. And they're fucking giving me beer. And I'm dehydrado. And that coconut water is fucking delicious.
Marina, we need more coconut water.
Oh.
Make it pink. She likes pink stuff. All right.
Oh, no, that's yellow.
Also, there's a girl in a skirt with Uggs outside. She says you and her have unfinished business. She's with Jennifer Garner right now outside. This is like being in a HUD house. It's amazing. This is incredible.
Being hot.
So
my house is always fucking steaming hot because 3 levels, and this house was made in 1902, so it only heats from like the bottom level, and it like goes up, and my room is in the attic. So
I saw 2 guys outside shoveling coal and throwing it underneath like a steam engine.
Yeah, well, I pump up the heat in this bitch so I can feel it in the attic.
So how much weight do you still have to cut before February 27th?
23rd.
February. All right,
but I weigh in on the 22nd.
So on February 22nd, you have to weigh what?
135.
And what do you weigh now?
148.
You never ask a lady her weight, but I saw you.
My weight is in my email. My old weight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I saw you 220. That doesn't seem right.
220.
I saw you at.
In my house, you're gonna be that much of a dick on my couch? Come on, dude.
Just going for the laugh.
Just be a man.
Just playing to the mass. You have to cut essentially about 15 pounds, but I asked you at Fox Sports. You were on the Petros and Money radio show, and you said you could literally, if you had to, you could cut it that night for the next day.
Yeah, I had to. You know, when I was doing judo, I would do stupid shit like that. I'd eat Ben and Jerry's on Monday and try to fucking lose 10 pounds on Thursday.
What's your favorite flavor of Ben and Jerry's?
It's a tie between fish food and brownie batter. Shit's good, man.
I've noticed already there's a theme here. You like fish food ice cream and you're eating fish jerky. Maybe after your judo and your UFC career's over, you could be a fisherman.
Sounds pretty fishy. There's something fishy going on here.
Who are you fighting on February 23rd?
Liz Carmouche, this Marine chick who I'm pretty sure. Never mind. I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to go there. So she's a U.S. Marine.
Yeah.
And now this is hot shit because you're the first woman, I think, to sign a contract with UFC, right? Mm-hmm. And you were given the belt like upon arrival. How many people that fight in your, not in your weight class now, but just other female fighters, are people already talking shit like she didn't even earn the belt, they just gave her a belt to go over to UFC?
Well, I mean, they would talk shit if, like, the UFC started as just heavyweight divisions, and the WEC had all the good lightweight divisions, and so UFC bought the WEC, and when they brought them over,
Uriah Faber, all those cats, yeah.
Yeah, so when Jose Aldo and Dominic Cruz came over, they were inducted as already being champions, and they're still the champions. They beat the shit out of everyone since.
Yeah.
You know, and so they brought over Strikeforce, and they moved everyone over, and they're like, well, they didn't have a women's division before, so just like they did the WEC guys, they're like, look, we're just going to give you the belt, and... You know, I told Dana, I was like, dude, I'm not going to consider myself like that until I actually win in the octagon and you put the belt on me. He's like, fine, but we're going to give you the belt anyway. So there, because you don't really tell him what's what. He's like, he tells you what's up. And I'm like, all right.
Do you think, because there's been female fighters that drew a lot of attention, like Gina Carano got a movie and shit, and she was a very popular name, but, her and Chris Cyborg fought and they threw for a while, but at the end of the day, like, you're the actual real deal Holyfield fighter. Is there a chick out there that you think is even on your level, that is in your sights to fight?
Yeah, Liz Carmouche is.
Really?
Yeah, dude. She's who I haven't fought. Nobody is easy until after you beat them.
I don't believe that. Fact. I think you've had fights where you thought, I'm just going to roll through this person because I know they suck.
No, that's a momism, man. That's like something, that's a line I've been fed since I was a kid. Nobody's easy until after you beat them. She has 100% of my fucking attention. She came in as a total, she came in like 7 days notice to fight Marley Kunin when she was a complete fucking underdog and beats the shit out of her for 4 rounds and got caught by a stupid mistake at the very end.
I want to ask you a quick question about the Miesha Tate fight. It seemed that you armbarred her like you armbar everybody. It's, the Rousey specialty on the house. It seemed to me, what you were on her, you had hooks in, and you were ground and pounding, and you were just bashing her face in from behind. It seemed like you stopped grounding and pounding because you wanted to finish with an armbar.
Well, I knew I was running out of time, and I didn't know if I could do enough from there to get the TKO, and I thought I'd just be faster to get an armbar. So I was purposely trying to hit her on one side and lean towards one side, and it was taking too long. So I purposely put one hand on the ground to lean enough off of her, so that would be the side that she would try to get up, and I just waited for that arm to pop up and jumped right in because I just figured that'd be faster than trying to punch her out because I didn't know how much time was left.
So listeners, you got to check out YouTube, Ronda Rousey, no H, Ronda, and Miesha Tate. It's pretty amazing because you are punching the shit out of her and you just stop it's kind of like a female Diaz brother. I'm going to just do shit my way. I can't be denied. And then you just roll over and you just, snap her arm out. It's the sickest shit I've ever seen in my life. And you're telling the referee, she's tapping. You knew it before she knew it. And you've explained it in articles as it's like you're playing speed chess.
Yeah.
I thought that was a great explanation.
It's deducting things, you're hurting someone into, the end point. So, with every single action that I do, there's so many possible reactions they could do that make sense. And if I'm prepared to react to every single one of those, it eventually ends up into a place where I can hurt it somewhere, if that makes sense.
It makes total sense to me because I've fought at a high level for a very long time. I was captain of my wrestling team at Verona High School in New Jersey. But what am I going to do? Throw my weight around here?
I think I remember you bragging about that before.
Yeah, I'm a big braggart. I'll fucking put on the singlet right now with my dad gut. I don't care.
You wouldn't even hit my tennis balls.
Why embarrass myself? By the way, we're in the house. There are tennis balls hanging from every I-beam, everywhere in the house. And Ronda Rousey just walks through her house, not necessarily hitting them, just moving her head like a constant thing. It's like when Luke Skywalker is waving the lightsaber around at shit he can't see.
I love that.
You're just wired to fight all the time. All right, me and Brian Callen, he's got a great podcast, and him and I were speaking about you specifically. and you probably get asked this all the time, but you never been asked by me, so bear with me.
Oh.
When you date a guy, and you know this is like boring bullshit question that you ask all the time, but hopefully we'll make it more interesting. It's got to be weird to know that in a relationship, you're the one that can kick the shit out of somebody if a fight breaks out at a party. Because doesn't every woman want to know they're with a guy that can defend their honor?
Yeah, that's probably why I'm single.
Really?
Maybe that's
maybe
why.
you're single, or maybe that's why.
No, maybe that's why. I don't know.
Did I sound way too fired up about? Really? Just like what? Ronda Rousey single. Let the Twitter games begin at Ronda Rousey. But is that weird in a relationship? Have you dated guy? How many? I know you don't date fighters because you said it's like a knitting circle. They all talk. So when you just meet a guy and you date a guy, have you dated just civilians that can fight? Or
no, I mean, like when I started fighting, I was dating this one guy that I met while I was bartending. So he like met me as not fighter chick, and I turned into fighter chick while we were dating. And I remember I tried wrestling around with him once, but he fucking spazzed out and he like elbowed me in the face, and I chipped my tooth, and I was like, I can't even wrestle around with you anymore. You're a fucking spaz. It was not even fun. I chipped my tooth. It was sad.
I don't think you'll be uncomfortable with this. I'll just ask. If you're having sex with a guy, and he's like, you know, I choke my wife sometimes. You slap, you get a little rough. There's got to be a point where a guy goes, I can't fucking choke her. She'll kick the shit out of me.
No.
Is that something that you give back being in the fighting game?
No, I'm not, dude. I have to do the tough shit at work. I want to be fucking you're fragile at home.
That's good. You're like My Little Pony, bubble baths, and like Barry White music.
I'm tired. Yeah, dude. When I get home, I'm tired.
Let every guy out there know, if you want to date Ronda Rousey and you get to the mountaintop, take it easy. Be a gentleman. Be a gentleman. You catch more bees with honey than with vinegar.
There you go.
Leave the octagon at home. Don't go into your strongman routine because you don't want to get armbarred from behind. What do you do when you're not fighting? I'm just saying,
like, I have to be tough all day. I like to be a girl at home, you know.
As you should.
I'm over the whole fucking diesel act.
Have you had guys try that? Like, just be rough? No, and we can take it out if you're not. But to me, it's interesting. It's what we talk about behind your back. So we might as well just fucking ask it to your face.
No, not really.
Like you never had a boyfriend just start like spanking you and you're like, whoa.
No, maybe they thought about it, but nothing's ever really gotten out of hand. They probably checked themselves beforehand. They're like, maybe that's not a good idea. I don't know.
Maybe that's what's missing from your life. It's just some like 120-pound nerd guy that just goes fucking berserk.
I've never had that problem before. No.
Now, there's no middle ground. When you meet a guy, they're either like, hey, I can fucking fight, or they just completely bow down at your feet. You're probably on the, like, what's up?
What? No, thank you for interrupting. You know, what are you doing?
Your roommate's asking your pit bull how to make kale soup. Do you realize that? That's the kind of... I think she was in a headlock too long.
She's a Dogartino, and I ask her where my keys are all the time.
That's a smart dog. She would answer. Yeah. What do you look for in a guy? What does Ronda Rousey? That's what people want to know.
What do I look for in a guy?
Seriously.
Well, you know what? I'm single right now, so obviously everything, like every relationship I've had before has had 100% fail rate, so I don't know what I'm looking for at all.
Well, kind of every relationship is a 100% fail rate unless you get married. That's just the way life goes. Yeah. Everyone listening to this is either 100% successful or 100% fail.
At this statistics lesson. You should work for Match.com.
I do. And we found a few matches for you, but it's a Hasidic Jewish man on Wilshire Boulevard. We're not sure how that worked out, but he's your guy. He's at the door now. You want to get it? Rhonda looked at me for a split second like, is he really here? What's the worst part of training? Is it cutting the weight?
What is the worst?
Or getting punched in the face is probably worse.
You know, I don't mind sparring. The worst part. What do I not like? I don't like working in gi so much anymore. No, you can cut that out. The gi people will be mad.
What am I cutting that out? That's a normal thing to say.
I guess so. I mean, like I did gi for like 15 years.
Hold on, let's negotiate that. That doesn't have to fucking come out.
All right, fine. It doesn't have to come out.
You think gi people are gonna rise up and walk the streets? Where is she? Talking shit about the gi. I run a self-defense studio for little kids, and they all wear gis. bunch of fucking purple belts running around, and they're all 10 years old outside with torches waiting for you.
I just did gi for like 15 years, and then I finally started doing no gi and lost all my the bad gi habits and retained the good ones. And then I tried doing gi again, and I felt like I was fucking walking in mud. There's so much more friction when you have a gi, and you can't fucking move from position to position as fast. So people that are dumber can do well.
What if you're wearing a gi and Uggs?
Oh, then it's fucking.
I thought that was gonna be the big laugh right there. I really thought that was the big closer.
No.
I thought that